The bow and arrow are amazing tools that, when properly matched, are an absolute pleasure to shoot. Archers of the past handcrafted their own arrows, which ran the gamut from purely practical bare shafts to artistic pieces of self-expression. But one of the coolest aspects of archery today is the wealth of arrow and bolt options for archers, regardless of whether they choose to shoot longbows, recurves, compounds, or crossbows. Obviously, a hunting bow without an arrow is useless because the arrow is the necessary projectile that delivers a razor-sharp broadhead accurately downrange. To make that happen, you must follow manufacturers' specific directions when selecting shafts and components. There are a variety of arrow shaft materials available to choose from, including wood, aluminum, carbon, fiberglass, and variations thereof. Carbon and various composites have largely supplanted other shaft materials for hunting purposes. Lightweight but durable, carbon makes for a fast, hard-hitting hunting arrow. Once you've chosen your shaft material, visit the manufacturer's website and locate their selection chart to get specific arrow recommendations. You'll need to input your bow type, draw length, and peak draw weight. Most manufacturers recommend 5 grains of arrow weight per pound of draw weight, 9 to 10 grains for traditional shooters. You'll also need to know whether you plan to shoot a mechanical release or fingers, as well as what point weight you'll be using. All these parameters should lead you to an arrow with the proper weight and spine, which is the stiffness of the arrow shaft. Once you've found your shaft, it's time to partner it with the right components to build a balanced, finished arrow that will match up with your bow. Getting straight, accurate arrow flight is a matter of making careful choices. One of those choices is the fletching type, feathers or vanes. You'll also have to decide if you want your fletching applied in a straight, offset, or helical manner. For hunting purposes, most compound shooters opt for plastic vanes for the durability, price, and overall performance in all weather conditions. They also tend to prefer a helical orientation that causes the arrow to rotate in flight. That helps stabilize the arrow, especially when tipped with a broadhead. Most arrow shafts come with matching nocks and inserts. If you choose to change the balance of your arrow, called front of center or FOC, there are other components that will add weight to the front end of the shaft. Next, you'll need to select field points that match the weight in grains of your eventual broadhead choice. Most hunting archers will choose to shoot 100 grain heads, although 125 grain heads are heavier and fairly common for hunters looking to shoot more stout setups. You'll also have the option to shoot fixed blade heads, replaceable blade heads, or expandable heads, also called mechanicals. All of these options have their place, depending on personal preference and the game you intend to hunt. Lastly, keep in mind that all of these pieces and the precision of their assembly contribute to the overall performance of your hunting arrow. In archery, consistency is everything.